Hello, my name is May Barker, and I am doing a talk on toilet training today from the comfort of my home with my daughters Ella Rose, who's 8,
Hi.
and Lillian Grace, who is 6. And Lillian is actually videotaping for me right now, so thank you, Miss Lillian. We'll have to put you guys in the credits. I figured that given the current situation, so I'm making this video from home during the COVID-19 quarantine. Crazy. I told my kids in 42 years of life, I have never had anything like this happen. But we're hanging out here at home and doing homeschooling, and I figured that there are a lot of parents that have little ones that they've been thinking about doing toilet training with. And since most of us are staying at home with our kids right now, what better time to do toilet training? And given our given that you're not really supposed to be going out and shopping, and many of us after this situation will probably have less money in the bank, what's great is after toilet training you won't have to buy diapers or pull-ups, which pull-ups are just expensive diapers. So I usually do this training in person. I really like doing it in person because people get the opportunity to ask questions. I get to gauge people's comprehension. I get to make it interactive. So at any time, if you want to take a break, press pause. That is one good thing about this being online, is you can take a break at any time. Now, I am not terribly technologically advanced, so this is a very low budget production. So what I will do is I'm going to put this on YouTube. That way people can access it. And I am going to cover quite a bit of information. And if you have questions, feel free to message me afterwards. My goal is, again, to teach you some information on toilet training your child. So one, they can be big kids that pee and poop in the potty or your toilet. And also to give you some research and kind of give you an approach that's been based on some research, some good research, as well as let you know that this is something I've done with both of my kids. And let me say that so far they're turning out pretty okay. And I've also used professionally when telling other parents how to embark on toilet training. I've done lots of toilet training presentations and consultations. So hopefully this information will get you started with toilet training. And if you have any hiccups along the way, feel free to contact me. I'll put my contact information below. The other thing is I have handouts. So when I do this workshop in person, I give handouts, so when you go home, you have some written reminders of how to do what I'm going to cover right now. So if you email me, I would be happy to send you the handouts to go with this. I think you should. If you find this workshop to be valuable, awesome. Please let me know too. Send me an email. I appreciate that kind of feedback. So let's get started. Well, why toilet train? Man, first of all, diapers are expensive. Diapers. If the diaper companies had their way, we would be in diapers until we are, knocking on death's door. People spend a lot of money on diapers, and diaper companies would like you to believe that you want to wait until your kid is ready. Well, what does that mean? I'm going to talk to you about what it means. But a lot of kids are ready to be toilet trained before we start toilet training. And with diapers, it'll make a big difference when you're not carrying around a diaper bag and paying for expensive diapers. So one, it's good on the budget. Also, it's nice when your child is able to be independent. That opens so many doors for them. It might actually open a door to the next classroom. I know a lot of parents, they become motivated to toilet train when their kid maybe can't advance to the next classroom in preschool. So one is your kid's going to feel independent when they can be toilet trained, and you're also going to appreciate that independence because there's lots of jobs that you have to do as a parent, and wouldn't it be nice not to have to do the diaper changing job? Environmental. I like trees. I'd like to see us use less paper and products that come from trees. I hate it when I see diapers oozing out their whatever absorbent stuff is in them. I would say it's nice that when we are no longer relying on diapers, we no longer have to put them in the environment. So lots of reasons to toilet train, lots of reasons to also not toilet train. I don't think we should, quote, force kids to be potty trained. And so, again, I'm going to talk a lot about readiness. I hear people talk about readiness and ask the question, when is my child ready for toilet training? It's a good question. Let's answer it today. So, what is a toilet trained kid? Anybody have answers? Ella?
No.
What do you think is a toilet trained kid? You've been playing with your babies. Are any of your babies toilet trained?
No.
No. Well, after this workshop, you can toilet train your babies. Lillian, do you have any guesses? What is a toilet trained kid? Hold on. Are you guys toilet trained?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Well, Ella, what does that mean? What do you do as a toilet trained kid?
That we know how to go to the bathroom.
Right. And when you go to the bathroom, what do you do?
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you take care of business on your own, right?
No.
So the goal, hold on. You have a question related to this? Okay.
Well, so all of our babies sometimes go in their diapers and sometimes they go in the toilet.
Really? So that is a sign that they are probably ready to be toilet trained. Wonderful. Well, Ella, Rose, and Lillian, they've been homeschooling and playing with their babies. And after this workshop, they're probably going to be able to do some toilet training with them. We actually have one of their babies right here who's going to help us with today's toilet training workshop. Oh, no?
No. Yes.
I've had her in my toilet training bag for a little while, so she's probably glad to be out getting some fresh air. All right, Lillian, back on me, please. All right. So, Ella Rose, you can sit here. Listen, but I want you to sit here quietly until I ask you a question or ask you to help, okay? Get your book, please, and come back over here. You can get your book. Go get a book and bring it here, please. All right, so the goal of making this video for you on toilet training is that you will be able to teach your child how to independently go to the potty when they have that internal sensation that they need to pee or poop. And that they'll be able to complete most of the toileting routine on their own. Independence. What am I basing this training on? Largely it comes from the research of Drs. Azrin and Fox, who wrote this book that sold millions of copies. It's called Toilet Training in Less Than a Day. This is a wonderful book. It's been this copy here was from 1974,
Wow.
and I want to read to you a paragraph from the last page of this book, which is, at the end of training, the child is filled with pride and a sense of accomplishment. This increased happiness of the child is the most gratifying aspect of the Azrin Fox technique. Kids are excited when they're toilet trained. The approach I'm going to teach you is based on based on this very quick approach. That's largely a positive approach. Your kid's going to largely enjoy toilet training. So it's based on research. They did research with moms and children back in the 70s and showed moms how to teach their young children using the approach that we're going to talk about today. How much time do you need for toilet training? Well, I would say to do intensive toilet training, this is going to be about a 2-day process, right? At the end of toilet training, your child should be able to initiate. That means they should be able to march to the potty or tell you they got to go when they have that internal sensation. They should be able to eliminate in the potty, pee and poop. And they should be able to learn the toileting routine that involves wiping, dressing and undressing, all that good stuff. What do you need for toilet training? So, to get started, you want to have a doll. Do you have to have a doll? No. You can have your child's favorite stuffed animal. But we're going to use this doll to model how your child is going to go to the potty. All right? So you need something that's going to pretend to go potty. What else do you need? You need lots of liquids. My kids love smoothies. Have all your smoothie stuff on hand. Have popsicles. Have your child's favorite liquids and things that like popsicles and watermelon and fruits that have lots of liquid. We're going to talk about why later, but you need lots of liquid. I would avoid caffeinated beverages and fake juice. Like when I grew up, I drank Sunny Delight. Oh, Lord. That stuff is so sugar laden and probably very far from juice. So try to avoid stuff that's not healthy for your kids, but you want to have things that they're motivated to drink. You need some treats or rewards for your child because you're actually going to reward them when they go potty. What are things you can reward them with? Well, my kids like candy. Here's the thing. You're probably already giving your child candy. I hear a lot of people go, I don't like to give candy to my kids as rewards. But then you'll give them a ton of candy just freely. Here's what I recommend. If you're okay with giving your kids some candy, limit your candy distribution and make them a little bit hungrier for candy, a little bit more motivated for candy, and then actually use candy as a reward during toilet training. I have this cool Pez dispenser that has not even been opened.
Mine.
Yeah. And what a fun thing. I mean, kids, you don't have to give big candy rewards. But if your kids don't get candy a lot, candy can be a cool reward. My kids love fruit snacks. I would say some edible rewards. Also, if you have girls like I do, my girls love to have their nails painted. You can do rewards of nail designs. You can do rewards of, I actually have this crown here. This is my Squatty Potty, please wait, my Squatty Potty crown. Lillian, when I toilet trained Lillian, one of her best rewards was we would all run around and go, Lillian went pee-pee in the potty, Lillian went pee-pee in the pot, and we would do this dance. And she could turn it on. Here you go. Thank you for waiting. She could turn the dance on by peeing, and she loved it. It was the biggest reward. Your attention's going to be a huge reward, okay? So channel your inner cheerleader, and when your kid pees and potties, you can reward them with your praise. But you also should have, I would put together a potty treasure box, put some things in there. That way that your child, when they do eliminate in the potty, you have rewards, little rewards, but big enough that they're motivated for them to give them. I put on my handouts here stickers. You could do little tattoos. You could do, again, treasure. Think about things that your child would be motivated to obtain, and that can be potty treasure. Treasure they get to earn when they eliminate in the potty. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. What else do you need? You need drinks and snacks for yourself. You are going to be consumed with potty training for a day or two. And it's good to have things on hand that you want to enjoy. And you're going to also be modeling pottying business. So, activities to do while you're at home. I know when we did potty training, we did lots of art activities. We did lots of puzzles. We did things that we could do at home that were not, that kept us close to the potty and that were enjoyable for me and my child to do together. Here's one thing is I would avoid technology during toilet training. Why? Because it tends to be too distracting to you and your child. So I would have toilet training be a time of minimal technology. Lillian, do you need Ella to hold the iPad? Are you good? You still see my head?
Yeah.
Okay, good. My camera lady is yawning over there. I think she's getting tired.
Well, yeah, I want Ella to hold.
Okay, Ella Rose, please go switch places and hold the camera. All right, Ella, switch. Lillian, you can take a break. Thank you. All right. Ella, make sure, can you see my head?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Scoot over, please. Step over there, please. Okay, Lillian, while you're sitting here, unless I talk to you or you have a question, please be quiet, okay? Go get a book and bring it back here. All right,
It's
so
right there.
what
It's
else
right
do
there.
you need? You need underwear for your kid. Do you need fancy or expensive underwear? No. Just get some, I recommend going and getting multiple packs of underwear. This is a pair of my kids' early on underwear. The main thing with underwear is they need to be comfortable and
still
easy.
fit in those.
Yeah, I know, you still fit in those because you're tiny. But here's the thing with the underwear. Make sure they're a little bit loose. If they have real tight elastic, break the elastic. Why? Because you want your child to be able to easily get the pants up and down. So you might actually want to get, make sure it's actually a little bit bigger or that it fits loosely, because you'll want to make sure that they're not too tight and they're not uncomfortable, but also that your child can get them up and down fairly easily. What else do you need? Have things on hand to wipe up messes. Given that everyone's out buying paper products right now because of this corona business, I would have lots of towels on hand because your kid is going to have accidents and you want to have something to clean them up. What else do you need? I would like you to use a data sheet, and I will email you my data sheet. That data sheet is going to be very helpful for you figuring out how good is your child's bladder control and how often should you, as you proceed with this training, be taking them to the potty, or when I say taking them, directing them to go to the potty. What else do you need? When I did training with Ella Rose, toilet training, I used a timer. I used a timer with Lillian, but I used with Lillian more of the, I used more Siri. Siri was like my toileting assistant. Siri is my voice activated control on my iPhone. It's wonderful having Siri to be able to set a timer.
Sometimes.
Sometimes she listens, sometimes she doesn't. But you need to have something for keeping track of time, because you will be taking your child to the potty on a regular basis. And so it's easy to get distracted, forget that you haven't gone to the potty lately, and that sets your child up for having an accident. What else do you want? Or what else do you need for toilet training? Well, it'd be good to have like a safe step stool. I know we bought some from IKEA that made it easier for our children to wash their hands, but also made them easier for sitting on the potty. I do like Squatty Potty. I do think if you haven't checked out Squatty Potty, and I'm not sponsored or endorsed by them, although I'd be interested in talking about that.
I use that.
I like Squatty Potty. I like it for a number of reasons, because the Squatty Potty is designed to fit around your toilet and actually put you in a better position to poop. And a lot of people are constipated. A lot of children and adults alike are constipated. And being in a squatting position, which the Squatty Potty allows you to do, makes it easier. It also makes it easier for kids who, if you don't want to use a potty in toilet training, that's fine. You can have your children learn on the toilet. But make sure that you take precautions that they don't fall into the toilet, which can be horrifying. No one wants to fall into the toilet. Guys, put the toilet seat down. We'll have to do another training on putting the toilet seat down for guys. But it's tragic when you fall into a toilet, right? No one wants to fall into a toilet. For little ones whose heinies might not fit the standard size toilet seat, they have these, this is made by a company called Bemis. We bought this, I think, from Home Depot or Lowe's, and it actually fits on your toilet seat, your normal toilet seat, and can be put up when it's not in use, but your children, it allows them to sit comfortably on the toilet. If you have a stool too, like I was talking about before, the stool can make sitting on the toilet more comfortable, and actually can put your child in a squatting position that's easier, makes pooping easier. So I do like the Squatty Potty. If you don't use a Squatty Potty, that's fine, but use some type of stool that is safe for your child to use and helps them with getting up on the regular toilet, and also with hand washing. I'm a big fan of a good stool because it allows your child, as they're, for me, I'm short, it allows your child to do a lot more in an adult world, in an adult sized world. So get a good step stool for your child. Potties, we didn't talk about the potty. This is my favorite potty here. Lillian, please let Miley in. This is my favorite potty here. Why? Because it's easy to clean, and you can do this. You can take out the bowl and teach your child to dump it. You don't need an expensive potty. You don't need an Elmo potty that sings to your child. You don't need a watch that reminds your child to go potty. You don't need special videos or books. Like, there's so much business around helping your child learn to use potty. And that's all it is a business. You don't need fancy stuff to help your child learn to go potty. If you've already bought this stuff, take it back if you can, because you probably don't need it. I bought some of my potties. I actually had a 2-story house, and so we had one of these upstairs, one downstairs, and then I bought another one. And I'm cheap. I'd like to save money. I bought some of my potties on Craigslist. You probably have mom or dad friends who have potties they don't use anymore. Just borrow someone's. You're not going to need them forever. My kiddos were small, so I liked having a potty. If you already got big kiddos who are big in stature, train them to use the toilet. It's not a big deal. You don't need, again, singing potties or special potty training devices. Save your money on better things. You also don't need expensive pull-ups. Pull-ups are just a way that the diaper industries market diapers in a way that you spend more on them. And diaper companies like to make you think that you need a pull-up as part of this transition from diapers to being a big kid. No, they just want you to buy more diapers. Hold on to the diapers. Have some on hand. But once you embark on toilet training, you probably won't need them except for nap time and overnight time. All right? Typically, at 2.5 years of age, if your child is dry during the day and toilet trained during the day, typically at 2.5 years old, they'll be able to stay dry at night and during sleep and nap time. So, 2.5 years of age. It's amazing. Most kids developmentally will be able to stay dry at night after that point. Ready. Can you still see my head, Ella?
Yes.
All right. Stretch break.
I'm
Okay. So, gonna do a little stretch here. Hey, Lillian, bring me my water bottle, please. Yeah, bring me that water bottle, please. What does it mean for your child to be ready? I've got 3 tests here, 3 questions for you to gauge readiness. Ella, you good? Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lillian, can you please hold the iPad?
All right. So, thank you. Hold on, Ella. Hold on. Thank you. Ella, stay videotaping. Stay there. Okay. This is important. Ella, I want you to stay for these 3 tests, and you and your sister can switch.
Okay.
All right? Thank you. My girls are so helpful. I'm very proud of Ella and Lillian. They have been doing their schoolwork at home and learning lots and playing very nicely. And it's been a crazy week so far. I mean, crazy for their mom to learn how to live, but and be a homeschool teacher and all that jazz. All right, but I'm proud of you girls. I'm really proud of you. We were talking about readiness. How do you know that your child is ready to be toilet trained? Well, first of all, do they show bladder control? What do I mean by this? Do you remember when your child was born and, in that first couple months, it's like their diaper was always wet. And then they got to be about a year old, and amazingly, you weren't changing their diapers as much because there would be spans of time that they were dry. Well, what that's indicating is that one is your child is starting to hold their urine and pee pee in intervals or intermittently. So one is that's a sign that your child is developing bladder control. Also, you've probably seen your child do pee-pee dances or maybe hold their private area or maybe they actually are telling you I just peed in my pants or they're crouching behind a tree and pooping. These are signs again that your child is responding to an internal sensation that they have to go eliminate, which is great. It's not necessary that your child be showing these signs of bladder control, but it is helpful for toilet training if your child is. Second test is motor coordination. Most children are ready to be toilet trained between 2 and 3 years of age. That's a good year where most kids will be developing the motor coordination, the understanding to be able to say to themselves, I feel the need to pee. Inside they're going to be starting to respond to these sensations and have the language to understand what's going on. The other thing that's good between 2 and 3 is that between 2 and 3, your child's motor coordination is becoming quite amazing. And you would not want to do toilet training with a child who can't dress or undress themselves mostly, that doesn't have the ability to wash their hands or perform basic, be able to walk to the potty. So wait until your child has good motor coordination, and typically they would between 2 to 3 years of age. Test 3 is a very important one. You want to wait until your child has the ability to understand language and understand and be able to follow basic directions. Again, between 2 and 3 years of age, that year, most children can understand your basic directions. And if not, then you really, if you do believe that your child is not understanding what they should be given their age, please seek an evaluation by a speech language pathologist or talk to your pediatrician, because if you're noticing that your child's not understanding basic directions, then there might be something underlying, some delay that needs to be addressed. But typically between 2 and 3, your child can follow your directions. And so again, that's why it's a nice time to toilet train. But this is the bigger question here, because most kids will be able to follow your directions. They have the comprehension. They can follow lots of directions and understand lots of things as a 2-year-old. The question is, do they follow those directions they understand? So this is kind of like the stinker test. Is your child a stinker in that, not that they're pooping in their pants, but are they a stinker in that they know what you want them to do, but they choose not to do it? What I'm talking about here is defiance or non-compliance. If your child is not following most of your directions, then I would wait till toilet train until they are. Why? Because toilet training involves, Lillian, quiet feet please, keep your feet still. Toilet training involves following a lot of directions. And if your child is resistant or defiant, toilet training is just going to be a nightmare. And what I would recommend you do is focus on teaching your child to be cooperative and respectful before you embark on toilet training. All right? So, run down here. Your child is ready to be toilet trained if they have the motor coordination and the understanding and the cooperation. It's also helpful if they are showing signs of bladder control, as we discussed, but that's not absolutely necessary. Most children between 2 and 3 are going to be ready for toilet training. That said, are you ready? So, a lot of parents say, well, it's easier when my child is in diapers. Here's what I would recommend, is that you talk with your child's, if you have a significant other, whoever your child's team is. If you're a mom, talk to your child's, and you're married, talk to your partner and say, I'm thinking it'd be a good time to toilet train. You want to make sure everyone's on board and that you're ready to devote the weekend or 2 days to toilet training. If you're not ready, what I would recommend is start modeling toilet training with your child. What does that mean? What that means is you can say out loud, oh, mama's going to go pee-pee. I'm going to go pee-pee in the potty. And you start modeling going to the bathroom. You also model out loud. You say, oh, I feel like I need to go poop. I'm going to go sit in the potty, and I'm going to have quiet time on the toilet until my poop comes out. Why am I speaking like this? Because I'm speaking in kids speak. You don't want to say, Mama's going to go to the bathroom and have a bowel movement, and I need to sit here until my intestines relax and the poop comes out. No, just say to your kids, start to acknowledge that you're responding to an internal sensation, and that's why you're walking to the bathroom. And then after you go to the bathroom, you can say, oh, I had to wipe 3 times. It's like Daniel Tiger. Daniel Tiger has certain jingles. I wiped 3 times, or I wiped 3 times until I was clean. Whatever it is, but you want to model and tell your child the formula, which is I'm responding to this sensation, I'm eliminating, and then I'm wiping and flushing the toilet and washing my hands. You want to you can vocalize this whole routine that you want them to learn. You can also allow your child to come with you and practice, and you can make a big deal when they do that. Focus, if you're going to pause on toilet training, not start toilet training, you can start to really make sure that you are reinforcing and teaching your child to be cooperative and working on following directions. All right, Ella, you want to take a turn? Okay, go ahead and pause.
What?
Go ahead and stop.